long time no talk. Today I wanted to unbox and do a review on another deck that I have. This is not a new one. This is one that I've been using for a little while. I'll be honest, when I first got it, I really wanted to do an unboxing, but when I unpackaged it and everything and really got a feel for the cards, I was like, ooh, I don't know. But this deck has been out for a while, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. So I've gotten really good use out of it and wanted to do a more thorough review, I suppose. So this is the Antique Anatomy Tarot from Claire Goodchild, and she has put out several other decks already. And gosh, I can't remember which deck it was that I really noticed her artwork, but then she put this one on Mass Market, and I went ahead and did the pre-order on Amazon. You can find this on Amazon. I'll leave the link down below. This is really a gorgeous deck, and I'm actually really surprised at it and happy with it. But one thing that I saw a lot of reviewers talking about is the thinness of the cards, and that was what really alarmed me whenever I unboxed it. I was like, ooh, God, these cards are so thin. Like, I wasn't sure of the durability of them or anything like that. So I did look on her Instagram, and a lot of people were talking about the thinness of the cards and blaming that it was because of mass production and all this kind of stuff. But in all honesty, when we get to looking at the actual cards, I will give my thoughts on that and all that good stuff. So if you want to see what this deck looks like, keep watching. So whenever you get your deck, it comes in this really nice box. I like to keep my decks in my boxes. They really don't leave my house. I do have a carrying little, it's like a wrap, but it's also a map for them just to keep my cards safe. But I honestly don't really carry my cards with me anywhere. Occasionally, if I'll go out of town or something for a couple of days, I may bring a deck with me, but I typically keep it in the box. So anyway, it comes with this really nice little flip out box that is very indicative of what you're gonna see with the artwork, everything like that. Her name is kind of printed on this, to me it's like an antique gold foil. It's just gorgeous. So flip it open, and the front part here says it's all in your hands. And then on top here is the thing that I'm most impressed with is the guidebook. The guidebook is, oh, it's full color. It's gorgeous, and it is big. So a lot of times you'll get a guidebook that is the same size as the cards, and sometimes they're really, really tiny. The print's really small, but I find with this guidebook, you are able to read it. It's very nice, printed on good paper, feels good, which that doesn't really matter. It's more about the content, but I don't know. I do care about things like that, and it's printed on really nice quality paper too. So here she gives a little introduction, history of tarot, major and minor arcana, numerology, astrology, elements, colors, ways of using it, caring for your deck. Gives a couple of spread ideas. And then we get to breakdown of each one of the cards. So we've got the major arcana, and she gives nice, beautiful picture of them, pretty decent size description, keywords, where the numerology, astrological correspondence, element, and companion cards. So this is what you will see. I love also that the pictures of the cards, it's not just a photo where it is. It's actually like a really nice styled photograph and a big copy of the card. That way you can really flip through and see. So as you can tell, it's got a theme of, you know, vintage and florals and bones and things like that. And I just love it. I think it's just really, really beautiful. So here we get to the Minor Arcana, and she has different names rather than coins, cups, wands, and swords. We have different names for them. So, but the good thing here is this little paragraph here in front of each one of the suits, it talks about which one it is. I mean, it kind of makes sense whenever you really think about it, what she switched the name to, but she will also put here. So elixirs is cups, which makes sense. And in this section, you do have a full, like a pretty big color copy of the card with the description. So that is cups or elixirs. Here we have rods, which is her version of wands, which makes perfect sense. Here we have coins, which takes place of pentacles. I think I said coins earlier. I meant pinnacles, but coins makes sense to me. And then we have blades, which takes the place of swords. And then the very back, you have a picture and a little description of Claire, and then credits. So that is the guidebook. I'm really, really impressed with the guidebook. I think she put a lot of really hard work and energy into this. I really, really appreciate all of the work that she really put into this. I think it's a really good, comprehensive guidebook. And honestly, I think it would be great for people who are just starting out as well. If you don't have enough to be able to get a bigger guidebook. Where is mine? Just as a recommendation, I really, really love this. This is like my tarot Bible. So when I am doing my readings, I always check this book as well as the guidebook, because I think it's a good idea for you, even though this is a very extensive kind of book and gives different situations and things like that. I think it's a really good idea to still look at the guidebook. That way you have that particular author's interpretation and meanings to their own tarot cards as well. So I kind of double up on stuff, but that's just my personal recommendation for a good guidebook. Now let's get to the cards. The cards are tucked away in this nice little tuck spot here. And these are the card backs, so they look very worn and vintage already. You can kind of tell there they are printed on a glossy cardstock, and you can tell the thinness right here. So yes, these are very, very thin cards. A couple of the concerns with these cards is the thinness. People were afraid that they may tear. Depending on how rough you are with cards, you may want to take that into consideration. Another concern was just bending them in general. Claire actually addressed a lot of those concerns several months ago on her Instagram, talking about that she had really tested these cards with this cardstock and everything, and said that hers have held up really well. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to wait before I actually gave a review on this deck, because I wanted to see just for myself, after quite a bit of use, how the cards were going to hold up. And I've been using these cards for several months now, and I mean, they've held up really, really well. I think I have like a card here where I've got a little bit of peeling, but that's not a really big deal. But the cards are not bent. I'm not super hard on my cards, I don't feel like. I'll just show you guys how I do a normal shuffle, and you can see for yourself what condition I kind of put them through. So I always do a bridge shuffle on them. I haven't had any issues with them bending either way. Usually I'll do it a good 2 times. And just haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. And then after I do a couple of bridge shuffles, I'll do an overhand shuffle like that. Sometimes I go, you know, over and underhand, and just keep shuffling until I feel like that's enough, I guess you could say. But yeah, so that's kind of the condition that I have put my cards through, and they've just really held up well, even with the thinness of the cardstock. And I would say that they are a normal tarot size, a standard tarot size. I have decks of various thicknesses. Y'all know that if you follow my Instagram or anything like that, my absolute favorite deck will probably always be the True Black Tarot. But this one is definitely up there. I really like this one as well. Just the imagery on this with, you know, the apothecary and the florals and the anatomy and stuff. The vintage theme. This deck is just, it's phenomenal. It's just so beautiful. I like that they look worn, vintage quality of them. You even have like variances in the tones here. So like the top of this card is not as dark as this one. I really like that because it makes it look truly like they are vintage and they are truly worn, rather than, you know, just being one cohesive thing. So I think these cards really will hold up well. Like I said, you may want to really take a look for yourself and see how you kind of treat your cards, I guess. I don't think that I really baby mine. I don't think that I'm really rough on them, especially. But that just really depends. I think that this deck will hold up really well for me. And I will say, once again, once I felt the cards, I was really concerned about how thin they were. But I don't know, just how well they performed for me over the past several months. I really do feel like that this is a good deck to recommend. I think it's beautiful, and I have no problems with it whatsoever. This deck pretty much stays on my desk. It's a daily use one. I have been trying to kind of switch out what decks I use by the month, but I really wanted to test this one out and see the durability of the cards, and they've held up really well in my opinion. So let me know down in the comments what you think about this deck, and do you own one yourself? Just give me your thoughts. So I know it's been a while since I posted. COVID has just absolutely sapped all of my creativity, and I am currently 32 weeks pregnant as well. We are due on September 11th. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to film, but I just wanted to say thank you. I've seen a lot of several new subscribers come over, and I just want to say hello, welcome, thank you so much for joining. The giveaway that I had last time, because I don't think I've done a video since then, the winner was contacted, got her Amazon gift card. Again, congratulations and thank you for the support. And yeah, so hope y'all are all doing well, and I will hopefully talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.